have of being creative was my first day at nursery, where I painted a giraffe, and here's what it looks like. That's my giraffe and all his giraffe friends.
When I was 13, I was involved in my first experience of applied theatre called Love Bugs Project at Burnley Youth Theatre, which was my first experience really of working in an applied theatre way and setting.
My first memory of ever being creative was probably when I was about 6 years old, when I used to perform shows for my mum in the front room, all dressed up in costume. I'd make her sit down, she'd have to buy a ticket, and I would make my entrance walking down the stairs to perform some songs for her.
One of my first memories of a performance has warped a little bit over time. So this story that I'm about to say is what I remember, and I feel like I can still see that. Whereas my mum and dad are like, that's not quite what happened. But, oh well, this is what I remember. So I think I was 3 years old, and it was my first dance performance. So we were performing in Halifax at the Victoria Theatre, where I grew up, and we were performing there at our end of year showcase. So we were a toddler group, we had our little teddy bears, and we were dancing around with our teacher, following along, skipping, reaching up high, things like that. But we started the show and our toes were over the edge of the curtain. So the curtain was here and this is the edge of the stage, and our toes were over the edge pointing, and we're doing good toes, naughty toes, which is when you point your feet and then flex them. And then the curtain came up, and then what I remember is seeing my brother and my dad in the audience not too far back. I could see them, and I saw my dad go whoo, as if I've got smelly feet. And then now, years and years later, my dad's like, that didn't happen. I definitely did not say that your feet smell. But that's what I remember.
I was 4 years old, and I was a jellyfish in the musical The Little Mermaid, and it was a little leotard with loads of pink jellyfish tentacles that my mum had made with some gel bits on and stuff, and yeah, I sang under the sea.
My first memory of being creative would be when I went to dance classes when I was little, and I think the reason I remember it really is because there's a photograph of me dressed as a bumblebee in a performance, yellow leotard and black stripes sewn on, probably by my poor mum who didn't really like sewing, and I obviously didn't want to leave the stage because I'm there looking a bit like, oh, I don't know where I've got to go, and all the others had gone off and were looking at me like, come on. But I obviously just wanted to stay on a little bit longer. I was always going to get involved in drama, obviously.